Greetings, mathematicians. Today we're looking at concept 2, solving quadratic equations by completing the square. Here we have, for example, w plus 3 in parentheses squared equals 20. There is a way that we can actually solve this by completing the square. But first we have to go through the process of completing the square. And that actually has to do with back in a couple chapters ago when we talked about perfect square trinomials. So x squared plus 10x plus 25 does actually factor to x plus 5 in parentheses squared. Basically, if you see a couple of patterns here, and that's actually what the patterns we're going to be looking at here. So this last term here is basically going to be half of this b value squared. So half of 10 is 5, square it, that's 25. Half of 10 shows up here in the factored form, plus 5. Negative 6, half of that is negative 3, square that, that's positive 9. And half of negative 6, negative 3, shows up in the factored form. Half of negative 14 is negative 7, square it, positive 49, and the half of 14, negative 14, is negative 7, shows up in the factored form. That only happens when your a value is 1. So let's look at our examples here for a and b. The a values are 1. So for 2a, we have x squared plus 12x plus n. Since the a value is 1, I can go straight into finding what this number is. It's exactly half of my b value squared. So half of my b value is 6, and then square it, 36. So my n value is equal to 1/2 times b. However, I'm going to put that in parentheses and square it. So here, n is equal to 1/2 of 12, and let me multiply that, 1/2 times 12, square it. So n is equal to 6 squared. So my n value is going to be 36. So n is 36. And half of my b value shows up as the factor. So my factor is going to be, and since this is x, half of positive 12 is plus 6. This will give me x squared plus 12x plus 36. So these all go together, for example, to a, and that's how you find the value, that's how you complete the square.